What up, what up, what up, Unbreakable Kicks Army? Happy Monday. Actually, good morning. I feel like ever since that live this morning, just the creative juices, the content break, as you know, it slowly starts to come back and forth, Army. And again, knowing that November is a stacked month, crazy weekend as far as like Complex Con. So if y'all was out there in Complex Con, like I always say, I'm gonna go to Complex Con. The first and last Complex Con that I went to was Chicago 2018. That was my first and only joint. And I want to say that was the first and only Complex Con that came to Chicago too. So that was the last one, man. But every year, me and Z, we say, yo, we gonna go. We gonna go. We last minute decided not to go to Vegas. And now I'm looking, I'm like, man, bro, Muggs had a good time. And it's really all about the good time and the networking, Army. Because again, as far as the Jordan brand lineup, they had a couple pieces, but like I'm not into like all the other stuff, but like I would definitely be down to go there and network and stuff. But first and foremost, Army, I gotta start the week by saying thank you to all of the members of the Army who showed up and showed out for the pre-orders on the Humble Night Tea. Honestly, Army, this is our fastest selling tea that we have dropped to date, man. So again, thank you guys for that. Open up pre-orders on Tuesday and y'all went crazy. The official day that I was supposed to drop these joints was supposed to be on Halloween, man, but y'all was asking for it. So again, Army, go ahead and shop. We do got another Humble Night Tea that's dropping on Halloween. Y'all gonna have to wait and see that, but the Michael Jackson joint has been going crazy, y'all. Again, shout out to those who have purchased the tea. I expedited production on these, Army. I'm like, hey man, let's go ahead and get these joints made now so that the members of the Army can get their tea. Again, we got socks. And since we already know the sneaker of the year, man, make sure and not to jump because we're going to talk about the list, but you got a couple shirts on here that sneaker of the year that made the sneaker of the year. We do got the Humble joints, the Humble Enemy. We got the olive tee and the black one to go with the Air Jordan 4 undefeateds. I'm sure those are on the list. And then we got a couple sizes left in the Sylvester joints. Again, the red one was friends and family. So we did less than like what 50 of these shirts. XL is the biggest that we have available, and that one, Army, we do got the black Sylvester tee. And then again, like I said, we do got the Humble Enemy joints if you do want to go ahead and grab one for the undefeated fours. And I literally just put the undefeated fours in my drop fronts behind me because I've been moving stuff, getting stuff out, taking stuff that's been in boxes, putting them, in the drop front. And I'm like, yo, let me double up on these undefeateds before it's just, I don't want to say it's too late. Then I check the prices. Prices like 300, 325. So I still got a little bit of time before, I think that those will eventually go up. But again, Army, make sure that you do go ahead and grab you a Humble tee, some socks. Link is in the description section below. You ain't got to go far. You ain't even got to leave the YouTube channel. Just click the link in the description section. Go ahead and grab you a tee. Again, y'all, fastest selling tea. Fastest selling tea. Y'all been going crazy on this joint right here, man. So again, appreciate y'all for the support. Also this morning, Army, we did have the in-store exclusive access JD Sport. I don't know if Finish Line did it as well. I normally just always get the joint for JD Sport, but JD Sport did wind up dropping exclusive access on the Air Jordan 1 Low Zion, the Voodoo joints. And we seen over, what was it? Was it over the weekend or Friday? I want to say they did the online exclusive access. I didn't get access for those joints, but online, I knew a couple people who did. Then today they wind up doing the in-store, but in-store was slim, y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. Like by the time I got in there for in-store, size 12 was the biggest that they had available. Size 12 was the biggest that they had available up in that joint, Army. And it's not showing me that these are going to be mad limited. I don't want to say that these are going to be mad limited. I will say that most spots that are getting them, they don't got a lot of pairs. Like, again, I've seen a couple spots that only had two size runs. Now, by the time I got in there, 8.5 was gone, 9.5 was gone, 11 and a half was gone. So, the pairs are gone. for the most part, but no 13. Then see no 13, then see no size 14. And I want to say even the pairs in Chicago has dried up as well. I should have a pair today. And I'm gonna give you guys that review probably tomorrow since I'm dropping this joint. But there's other things that I've been thinking about that I want to talk to you guys about as well, Army. But again, as far as these, I feel like these is gonna be again one of them ones that just creep up on us down the line. The OGs starting to go up. I again, like I said in the live, I sold my OGs in like August, so I've noticed that those have creeped up a little bit. But these, I don't think that these are gonna be as limited as the OGs. More people gonna be able to touch them. They got grade school pairs in the newer ones, but if you missed out on the originals and you wanted those, I definitely feel like a lot of people will go ahead and grab these. So grab them while they couple dollars over retail, because again, we just don't know how this will, wind up playing out as far as these voodoos. This year has been, I don't want to even say hit or miss. I've been surprised at the price tag on a lot of stuff, especially OGs, man. Like again, we just in an era where OGs don't get the respect that I feel like they deserve. And looking at the list of top 10 sneakers from Complex yesterday, man, it kind of shows, bro. It kind of shows. So let's go ahead and check it out, and let me know if y'all agree with the top 10 of 2025 list. Let me know. So number 10, we got the Shea Converse joints. One of the hottest basketball shoes. I feel like this year, again, Army, I ain't necessarily in that sector of sneakers as far as like Nike basketball and stuff, but I still keep my ears to the street. I still look at the things that a lot of people are going for, some things that are selling out, and especially with bro winning the ring too. All it did was, increase his stock. So I'm not surprised to see these on the top 10. Number 9, we got the Infinite Archive 17s. Low key surprised to see these on the list, seeing how these just came out. Now, the fact that they tie into Marvel and the Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Stones, to me, that automatically throw these joints on the list. But I didn't feel like the community was rocking with them like that. You know what I'm saying? It is a 17 low. I feel like if it was a 17 high, 100%. I just feel like it's always talking, as far as like the low versions of these higher numbers, 17 lows, or giving us 16s, but they really ain't 16. You know what I'm saying? With the 40 16s that's dropping. Even though I feel like a couple of those are actually pretty dope. But at number 9, we got the Infinity Archive joints. And I still have yet to own a pair of these. It's still a decent amount of shoes that I need to cop before the year is out, man. But majority of them are on sale, so I ain't knocking it. Just wait to see if them joints go down a tad bit more. Number 8, the Lil Yachty Nike Air Force One Lucky Green joints. These were one of those joints that I remember my homie, he hit a couple pairs on these. Like it was like a 8.5, like a 7.5, and a 14. So just like mad random sizes. And he was just trying to let them go. I remember him selling them joints for, he like, yo, break, just give me 200, give me 230. Like Muggs was literally trying to break even on the Lil Yachty joints. And I feel like that was the move, because when the first Yachty's dropped, they weren't really going for nothing. The Concrete Boys, when them dropped, they wasn't really going for nothing. But I got a feeling that these joints right here are up. Like I remember right after my man sold them that them prices started going up. Yeah, these joints $600. Like them 8.5, they $600 right now. 14 is $900, bro. $900. These were going retail. No, Army, if you hit me up for these when I posted these and you turned them down, because I swear I was selling like 8.5, like 200, 230. Like real talk, that's how much my man's wanted for them pairs. So yeah, them joints and shot up like crazy. So I'm not surprised that those are on the list. And these, to me, these are dope. Not, I don't want to say dope like that because I'm not an Air Force One guy, but doper than the original joints that he kind of got a little bit of flack on. Number 7, we got the Black Metallics, not surprised. Those honestly should be higher up on the list. I feel like the number one most worn shoe of 2025 is the Air Jordan 5 Metallic Reimagined. 100%, I think those should have been top 10. Real talk, but not surprising on the list. We got the Levi Nike Air Max 95. I remember when those came out big in New York. I want to say the Levi store in New York had a crazy line for these joints. Number 5, the Awakes. Again, not surprised. Not surprised. Those Awakes were dope. Those Awakes were dope, y'all. That pink pair was nice. Tried to tell y'all, there's always people talking. Oh, Break just trying to hype a shoe up. Break, what shoe did I say was sneaker of the year? What shoe did I say was gonna be second to sneaker of the year? Like, look at 1 and 2. I said the pink Awakes were. Everybody always like to say I just hype up stuff. Everybody always like to say Break just be talking just for people to sell just because he sells shoes. No, look at the top 5. 3 out of them 5s I said deserve to be in the top 5. And they right there. Y'all know I don't really do, other shoes other than Jordan. So yeah, you got the Adidas Jellyfishes. Those been going crazy. The pair that they dropped during Complex Con, the blue pair, I like better. But y'all know how it is with the originals. The originals are always going to be that shoe. But the ones that they dropped for Complex Con, those are nice too. They look mad comfy. They look like, honestly, those Pharrell Jellyfishes got a Nike vibe to it. Like, I don't know what Air Max those look like, but when you look at number 4 and you look at number 5, the build is dang near the same. The build is dang, like those don't look like 95s, but it look like maybe like an Air Max 98 or something. And look at the list. You only got one shoe on this list that's non-Nike. Nike dominated 2025. They dominated 2025. Real talk. Number 3, you got the Air Max 95 Neon, the Big Bubble, celebrating the anniversary of the Air Maxes. Air Max 95, 30th anniversary. Of course, those on the list. Number 2, Undefeateds. It was between the Undefeateds and the Brick by Bricks from the jump. When I seen Brick by Bricks, I said that was a sneaker of the year. But everybody said I was just trying to hype it up. I'm always just trying to hype up stuff for some reason, I guess. For some reason. Like, these are my opinions. I'm entitled to my opinions. Now, I didn't know if Undefeated was going to... I said this. Undefeateds would have been number 1 if the quality was better. But then again, you got to look at the entire rollout. Nike and Jordan Brand put money. I ain't even going to say Nike. I'm going to just say Jordan Brand put money behind Nigel in 2025. Bro had the McDonald's commercial. Bro been skating through New York, no security, like Kingpin. Like, and speaking of, shout out to my boy Shuby, man, for like Break. You got to watch these old, Netflix Marvel joints. So I just finished Daredevil season 1. Phenomenal. 2015, I know I'm late. I just finished that. I'm on Jessica Jones right now, so I'm gonna go through the whole Defenders, you dig. I just be having to have something to watch while I'm on the treadmill, y'all. So, man, any show that I need to catch up on, hey, y'all hit me up. Tell me, hey, yo, Break, make sure you go check that out. But again, Undefeateds was basically dependent on the rollout of just everything. How was the rollout? Because Nigel had a dope rollout for the bricks. Undefeateds had a nice rollout as well. Undefeated packaging, yeah, it was okay. Bricks, they had it. Merch, bricks, they had it. Like, bricks bricks took over. It was no reason for Nike to drop that other pair this year. I feel like that was a smart move. Truth be told, maybe they were going to drop the other pair of the bricks, but it didn't make any sense because those took over the all red brick. It took over 2025, even to the point now, like I just sold my double up in the bricks earlier this month. They done went up another $100 since I done sold them. And maybe they went up because of this yesterday, or maybe they went up because it was a shock drop. Now let's talk about the shock drop right quick before we get up out of here. This list, I feel like it's cool. It's a cool list. These are mainly the shoes that we seen majority of the talk about in 2020. They could have threw a J Tips on there. I'm sure J Tips been killing the streets as far as, Saucony and what he's been doing over the last couple of years. So I'm surprised to not see him on this list. I know it was some other creators who could have potentially been on this list as well. But from what I see, this is a pretty firm list. Maybe in and out with the Infinity Archives, because again, a lot of people didn't really get to touch those in hand. A lot of people didn't really get to see them. They just dropped a couple weeks ago. So like, I don't really feel like those marinated enough like the other shoes did. But as far as the shock drop yesterday, that shock drop that's it. Those were the pairs that got canceled during the shock drop not too long ago. I heard it was like 300 pairs. It was Vegas exclusive. It was Bluetooth activated, so you couldn't spoof none of that stuff. If you were there, 9 out of 10, you was able to secure a pair. I want to say Rafi even got a dub on them joints. Now, if you got a dub on them yesterday, you up. Because again, I feel like that's it. That was the last hurrah on the bricks for 2025. We're going to focus on the new joints that's dropping next year. But shock drop, the last pairs, the pairs that were canceled, Nigel won sneaker of the year. He damn near had a whole parade yesterday, man. So congratulations to Nigel. I knew he was going to have the shoe of the year. Them joints were just cold. The brick by bricks is that retro 4, bro. Undefeated is so cold too. Now, when you just look at them two, bro, that, to me, as far as retro 4s, that's all you needed this year, man. Like, don't forget, you still have white cements, but most of us have had white cements multiple times. And that's probably why the OGs don't never be on the list, because you already done had them. Black metallics was different. If the black metallics did not have the crowds that it did, those would not be on this list, bro. 100% will not be on this list. If they didn't have the demand that they had once release happened, those would not have been on the list. Because if we were going by demand, black metallic should be the number 1 or 2. If we going off of demand and people putting them on and people touching them and affordability and all of that, black metallic should be number 1. They should be number 1. And I say affordability as far as release day. It was multiple spots had them. You could have did your raffles, whatever. Bricks, that was a tough one. That was a tough one, Army. So again, let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section below. Again, I feel like it was the last hurrah yesterday for the Nigels. That's it. I don't think it's going to be no more shock drops. I think they about to move forward, start, preparing for next year. We still got a lot of other good dope drops this year, but that was it. No more bricks, I don't think, that we're going to be getting this year, Army. So if you did get the dub yesterday, congrats. Again, shout out to the 10 sneakers on here. I do feel like this is a fairly good, solid list, man. This is a solid list. Normally, I feel like a lot of people have some complaints. Again, maybe 1 or 2 shoes can change, but other than that, this was a solid year. Tokyo's, I feel like I would have put Tokyo's over the Infinity Archives. Infinite Archives. I would have put the Tokyo's over those. That's just me, though. That's just me. So let me know what y'all would change in the comment section below. Again, don't forget to shop the brand. I appreciate you guys, Army. Again, this is the #1 selling shirt we've had. So y'all been showing up and showing out. I appreciate it. I feel the love. Again, y'all, I know, truth be told, I'm really waiting on like either Gammas or Black Cats, to do this last whatnot. I want this last whatnot to be a bang. I don't want it to be a dry one. I want it to be some shoes that y'all really, really want. So I'm holding off on waiting patiently till we get a good last whatnot, Army. But still, make sure y'all bookmark. Make sure y'all follow me over there. Follow me on the gram. Follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna start back trying to ramp back up the content, Army. I know this is content season. This is about to be a heavy sneaker season, man. So your boy got to be active, ready, got that energy so we can turn up. All right, other than that, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And you got your boy Unbreakable. You got the Unbreakable Vote, Unbreakable Army since shown, like always. Most importantly, hug your loved ones and, of course, remain humble. And we out. Peace.
I hit Unbreakable for the uses. He the plug, call him when I need him. These old's tough, but he get him easy. Yours old, him first season. The most beefy, looking like 2 laps. 2 less, cause your ass taking nail.